Would you please all join me in a moment of silence for Law Enforcement Week? Thank you, gentlemen. I am Director Dave Arnold. I'd like to thank all of you for being here today for the graduating class of the Spring 2025 Academy. I'd like to ask Director Ross Perkins of the PSI to step up, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day to celebrate these cadets as they graduate from the Peace Officer Academy here at Ames Community College. As Dave mentioned, my name is Ross Perkins, and I have the honor to serve as the Director of Public Safety Institute. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the success and dedication of our Peace Officer Academy students. Over the past 16 weeks, these students have committed themselves to the rigorous study, hands-on training, and personal growth, all to reach this moment. It is truly inspiring to witness the transformation that takes place over the course of the semester. From the very first day of class, when many of them arrived, wide-eyed and uncertain, getting ready to do a workout. Remember that day? As the weeks progress, we see their confidence grow, their skills sharpen, and their determination solidified. It's a remarkable evolution that reminds us of why we do this. Throughout their time together, this academy formed a strong bond built on mutual support and shared goals. They encouraged one another through long study sessions, practical challenges, and moments of doubt. And in the process, many not only have gained colleagues, but they formed lasting friendships. This journey has been guided and made possible by the incredible leadership and mentorship of a few instructors, and I'd like to just point them out real quick here. Starting with Clay Fuller, the lead instructor for the Police Academy. Clay, can you raise your hand? Let's give him a round of applause. Other lead instructors include Mark Cooper, Doug Steinhauer, Robert Palmer, Stephanie Munns, and Ashton Steele. If you're over here sitting, can you stand up or raise your hand so we can give you a round of applause? Raise your hand. Their expertise, patience, and passion have been instrumental in shaping the success of each student here today. We're also fortunate to have a dedicated group of assistant instructors who play a vital role throughout the semester in training the cadets. Without these instructors, the Police Academy could not exist. If you are an assistant instructor or have taught in the Police Academy, please raise your hand or stand up so we can recognize you. All of them. Finally, I want to welcome you. I want to welcome your family and friends of the graduates. As you may or may not know, you play a vital role in their success today. You are their support network. Thank you. Today, we don't just celebrate completion. We honor the commitment, resilience, and the beginning of a new chapter in service to others. Congratulations to all of you. You've earned this moment. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce and welcome to the podium Dr. Susan Moreland. Dr. Moreland is the Dean of the Public Safety, Education, and Transportation Department, and she's going to come up here and have a few words for you. Thank you very much.
Esteemed guests, faculty, staff, and our graduating officers, it is a privilege for me to be here today speaking to you as a 20-year veteran of the United States Air Force, having served as an intelligence officer, and as someone whose life has been shaped by law enforcement. I'm the daughter of a retired military police sergeant and come from a family with deep law enforcement ties in Dallas and Plano, Texas. Thanks again for giving me a few minutes of your time. First and foremost, I would like to take a minute to recognize a few distinguished Ames Community College guests who have joined us today. As I call your name, would you kindly stand up or wave your hand in the air to be recognized? First and foremost, Janine Tresswell, Ames Community College Board of Trustee. Chuck Jensen, Vice President, Administrative Services. Dr. David Ayler, Vice President, Academic Affairs. Dr. Jim Vernon, Dean, Business and Technology. And Kelly Jackson, Executive Director, Foundation. Thank you for attending today's graduation ceremony. We're delighted to have all of you here today. So graduates, you've not only survived but thrived. Your rigorous academic journey, coupled with the physical and mental challenges, has prepared you to serve and protect your community with honor and integrity. As you embark on this new chapter, remember the courage and determination that brought you here. Congratulations and best wishes for a successful career in law enforcement. So I would be most remiss in my duties as an academic dean if I didn't take this opportunity to invite you all back for more. No, to continue your educational journey with Ames Community College. As you know, we have certificates, associate degrees, and now we have a bachelor's degree. And yesterday, we had 3 people walk the stage with a Bachelor's of Science in Public Safety. And we have one of there are 2 police officers that walked. One was Garden City Police Chief Jeremy Brown, and the second one sitting right there, Greeley Patrol Officer Andrew Brown. Yay! So the bachelor's degree that we have is a fully online, generally 8-week courses, and they're available at the same tuition rate as an associate degree. That's $87 a credit. It's 80% cheaper than any university you will find. So I'm really just pushing this hard, but I do hope to see you come back for that bachelor's degree in public safety. Again, congratulations to all of you, and I will hand it back to the Director of Police Studies, Chief Dave Arnold.
Thank you, Dr. Merlin. At this time, I would like to call up our guest speaker, Chief Stephen Garrison of the Windsor Police Department.
It was the first time I've not had to lower the mic, so thank you, Doctor, for that. Appreciate it. So good afternoon to our distinguished guests, friends, family. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And most importantly, to our graduates, you trained hard, you've learned the law, you've committed yourself, you've shown the resiliency needed to get to this graduation, so congratulations to you. So today is more than just a ceremony. We're celebrating not just what you accomplished, but the kind of people you've chosen to be. People who've answered the call to service, to serve something greater than yourself. People of courage, commitment, and character. You know, I've thought about what is important. What should I say to you as you step into your first step of this profession? So I reflected back on the past over 38 years that I've been a police officer. I've had the fortune of working at 3 different agencies prior to Windsor. One was a small town agency of only 6 officers. Another was a medium size. And then I spent the last 3 decades at a very large sheriff's office. During that time, I've worked at virtually every position in policing, from street crimes units, investigations, special operations, SWAT, and I've held every rank in policing. Then I also thought back at what are significant moments in my career that I could think about. Notably, I was the high-risk incident commander at the Orange County Sheriff's Office in Orlando during the Pulse nightclub shooting. And at the time, that was the most deadly active shooting incident in the history of the United States. 49 people were murdered that night. Another 53 people were wounded. And out of all those experiences and lessons learned, one phrase came to mind to share with you all. One simple phrase, a phrase that has helped shape my career, guide me through challenges, kept me focused, even in those hardest times, as to what really matters in policing. And that phrase is simply, earn the day. I often heard that phrase, earn the day, from Orange County Sheriff's Office Deputy Mike Milmerstadt, who was a fellow SWAT operator. He's the kind of guy that everyone looked up to, disciplined, determined, full of heart. But tragically, Mike passed away due to a head injury while training for a professional MMA fight. But his words stayed with me, and I hope they'll stay with you too. So I'd like to share 4 key principles of what earn the day means to me, and I hope will come to mean to you. Number 1, earn the day means showing up with purpose every single day. You know from your academy training that some days will test you. Out on the street, calls will go sideways. Someone will complain about you, and it will feel unfair. But even then, especially then, you earn the day by remembering your purpose and staying true to who you are. Throughout your career, and throughout my career, there have been many times in which being a police officer has been difficult due to public sentiment. Officers are often lumped together into a single national narrative. No matter how well you conduct your own career personally, you're lumped together into that. Over the past few years, I've had friends and family say to me, why don't you just retire and step away from all the negativity, like so many others have done in the past few years? But honestly, the thought never crossed my mind of leaving. In fact, I don't understand why professional police officers would leave and abandon law enforcement when they're most needed. See, someone has to serve. Someone has to protect. Someone has to lead, and you all are leaders and will be leaders in your communities. So it's about staying true to the oath that each of you will take. Earning the day is the determination to keep showing up with purpose to make a difference regardless of the headlines. Number 2, earn the day means staying prepared even when no one's watching. It's easy to look the part, it's much harder to be the part. When I was a SWAT operator at my former team, we would always ask the trainees if they're only here for the t-shirt. Do you just want to look the part, or do you want to be the part? On that team, wearing a SWAT shirt was not automatic. It was a privilege reserved only for full members who have demonstrated and proven themselves. To earn the shirt on SWAT, candidates had to compete through a demanding selection process. Physical fitness tests, stress shooting, rappelling, survival swimming, obstacle courses, knowledge tests, and team leadership interviews. If you made it through tryouts, you got to go to an intensive basic SWAT school and train for an entire year while on a probationary status, all while wearing a plain t-shirt. Because looking the part is easy, being the part requires continued preparation and development. I would tell you all to always strive to be a little bit better than yesterday, because progress is what truly matters. That principle applies to whether you're wearing a SWAT shirt or this patrol uniform. Being the part means preparing before every shift, checking your gear, knowing your policies, understanding your community, and treating every person you encounter with professionalism and dignity. Staying prepared, even when no one watching, is how you earn the day. Number 3, earn the day means leading with heart. Behind this uniform is a human being with flaws, fears, and family. And the people you encounter is just as human as you are. The mother crying for help, the baby crying in the background, teenager acting out, victim too scared to speak. You may be the first face, the first voice someone will hear. Even the routine things you do will shape people's lives. Early in my career, I've had an incident stay with me for decades now. I was coming off a long shift, stopped at a stoplight. Was tired, exhausted, worked overtime from a late arrest, hadn't had dinner, but I was finally going home. As I'm sitting at the light, car pulls up next to me. Lady looks over at me, then starts beeping her horn and waving. And as much as I wanted to ignore that, I knew I couldn't. I had to turn, roll down the window. And when I did that, she asked me, "Do you remember me?" Of course, my first thought was, had I arrested her? But she said, "You arrested my husband for domestic violence, and it changed my life." She told me I spoke to her with compassion, and the things I said to her were the things she needed to hear to break her silence. And then taking to her shelter helped restart and change her life. The light changed green. She smiled, she waved, and she drove away. To this day, I have no idea who that woman was. I couldn't remember the call, but one thing's for sure, she did. She remembered it. What you do as a police officer matters, no matter how routine. Your compassion and how you treat others matters. You earn the day by leading with the heart. Number 4, earn the day means never forgetting why you became a police officer. Stay true to that purpose. Stay true to yourself. During your career, you'll face all kinds of influences. The public, coworkers, media, friends, and even family. Some will support you. Others may challenge you. You'll feel pressure to prove yourself to your peers, and you should earn your place. But be intentional about how you do that and who you are becoming as you progress. See, I think life is a bell curve, just that bell shape. On one end, 10%. Those 10% are your highest performers, people who are self-driven, who are disciplined. The middle of the bell, that's your 80%. Those folks are your solid majority, steady, dependable, consistent. And at the very end of that curve is your other last 10%. That 10% are people who are likely disengaged, disillusioned, burnt out. You will encounter people from all three of those groups. Each one will leave an impression on you. Carefully choose who you allow to shape your work ethic, your values, and who you are. Those badges that you receive or will receive, I'm sure you'll look at them, but take a moment to really look at them and think about it. It is not a symbol of authority. It is a symbol of responsibility. You earned this day, this graduation day. Let that sense of purpose be your anchor and let it be your compass for the days ahead. So I'll leave you with this challenge. A daily commitment to earn the day. Earn it by showing up when it's hard. Earn it by treating others with dignity, even though you're not being treated the same. Earn it by speaking the truth when it's unpopular. Earn it by staying calm when others panic. And earn it by being courageous. So I believe in you. I believe in every person in uniform in here and the difference that you'll make as police officers. So go out there and earn the day. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, I'd like to call up my lead instructor, Clay Fuller, for an overview of the Academy.
Friends and family, thank you for coming here today. You probably know how amazing these people in the front row are. If you don't, you should, because they are. The Academy was not easy. They had to earn it. They covered 32 credit hours, college credit hours, in one semester. For those of you who've been in college, you know that 12 hours is full-time student. Most of us, maybe 15 hours in one semester. They did more than double that. And a lot of their classes were labs, so there were even more hours than a regular academic class. So not only did they work hard and study hard, but most importantly, throughout this time, I've been privileged to work with them. I am so happy to know that if my family needs help, they are the ones who are going to respond, along with their brothers and sisters who are out there today. It has been a privilege and honor knowing every single one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Clay. So I'm going to call you back up here. So we have a tradition here at the Academy where we issue our cadets a coin. It's a challenge coin. Historically, challenge coins were given when a group has gone through something, whether it be in wartime or a specialized training thing. So here at the Academy, I look at similarly, these cadets are now part of PSI. They are part of this campus. And my challenge to them is, when they leave here and they go to their agencies and they learn the job and they figure out what kind of an officer they're going to be, my challenge to them is to come back and continue that with the next generation and the next academy that shows up here. So at this time, we're going to issue them their coins and their certificates. Darian Arnson. Sam Bagahi. Isaac Clark. Hector Escalante. Jared Eversole. Valerie Fonseca Agosto. Adrian Fry. Brian Glodek. Corey Hartland. Tyler Hishinima. Jay Kim. Joseph Muggenberg. Jonathan Ogawa. Alexander Porter. Kara Thomas. Wyatt Yarmer. At this time, I would like to call up Director Ross Perkins for the scholarship presentation.
Before I talk about the scholarship presentation here in just a few moments, I would like to ask all of the police officers to stand up real quick that just graduated. Can y'all just stand up real quick? And turn around and face the crowd so that everybody can get a look at you. And let's give them a round of applause, okay? Thank you. All right, you may be seated again. In every academy, we have several awards that we give out for the top cadets in different areas. And last year, the Ames Police Academy was privileged to have a major gift from Dr. Walter Francis in honor of E. Doyle Barker, an Ames graduate. This gift recognizes Chief Barker's enduring legacy and commitment to public service. Having served as a captain with the Greeley Police Department, Chief of Police in Superior and Mohegan, Wisconsin, until his death in 2005. A value deeply entwined with our Academy's mission, we extend our sincerest thanks to Dr. Francis, an Ames Police Officer Academy graduate, Greeley Police Department Division Commander, and college professor for his generosity, which will help us create a brighter future for our law enforcement students and in turn foster a safer, more secure community. If you look in your brochure on, I think about the second page over, you'll see that dedication. And we are honored to have Dr. Walter Francis and E. Doyle Barker's family. Can y'all stand or raise your hand so we can recognize them? Thank you for your generosity. Thank you again for your generosity. I'm going to hand it back over to Director Arnold to hand out these awards.
Thank you. So, as Director Perkins stated, we give out specialized awards in each academy. 3 of those awards are for the skills: driving, arrest control, and firearms. The last one, not a skill, would be academics, and then finally the Director's Award. So we're going to begin with the skills. So the first skills is for firearms, and it is commonly called Top Shot. I would like to call up Joseph Muggenberg of the Fort Collins Police Department, or Fort Morgan Police Department. One thing to note with the Firearms Award, it came down to the decimal point and what landed after the decimal point. There were 3 cadets, all within 0.1 of each other for the top shot. The next award is for arrest control, and I need Jonathan Ogawa of the Windsor Police Department. Next, we have top driver, Darian Aronson, Will County Sheriff's Department. Don't go too far. I'm not letting Darian go too far here. Stay up here, Darian.
Okay.
The top academic award also goes to Darian Aronson of the Will County Sheriff's Department. We give Darian a hard time because he's smarter than he likes to let on most times. But we now all know, and you all know. So the final award that is given out is not based on firearms scores, times in driving, test scores, grades, or anything like that. This is the toughest award in my opinion because I have to decide who gets it. If I had my way, they would all get the Director's Award because they're all kind of my favorites in different ways. Whether it's their humor, their drive for perfection, their asking of questions constantly. And even when they just annoy me and I need to go back to my office. So this award is difficult for me. If you attend the next academy, my reasons will be different. I'm thinking every time I hand this award out. So this individual took on roles when nobody asked him to. He organized study groups, kept the rest of the class up to date on tests and quizzes and things that needed to be done. This individual and I also had several conversations, and they were not conversations about the academy. They were conversations about doing the job once they leave here, and what kind of officer he was going to be, and where he was going to go, and his goals, his desires, and functioning at the highest level he could. This individual took on the role of class sergeant, which meant I got to tell him what to do and what needed to be done, and he had to disseminate it out to the rest of the class. So, at this time, I need Alex Porter of the Will County Sheriff's Department to please come up here. So I'm going to ask, like Director Perkins did, for the cadets to please stand up and turn around and face this group of individuals in this room. So, cadets, I need you to give your family, your friends, your departments a round of applause because they were also part of this, and for your family, probably had to deal with you when you were not the most pleasant. So please thank your family and departments. You may all sit back down. So again, I thank you all for being here for this graduating class. I know it means something to them. It means something to me. I have been asked several times over the past semester why I'm doing this job, why I chose to come to the academy and take on the role of director. Well, these 16 individuals that we're here celebrating today are part of that reason. My job is fun. My job is exciting at times, and I have the opportunity to see them day one and on the last day. Understand this, I get to see what nobody else gets to see with the exception of a few of our lead instructors. I got to see them struggle in the beginning, but in the end, they all succeeded. I'm happy to report that we had everybody pass the post test yesterday, first try. And unless something had changed, I believe our average was 87.5%, which is extremely high. So again, well done. To the departments that are receiving these cadets, they're going to do you well. This academy class asked more questions and challenged the instructors more than the previous. That's not a bad thing. These 16 individuals want to do the job right and do it well and be the best that they can be when they're doing the job. So, many of you who are standing in the back of the room, I know either personally or from some of you covering calls and whatnot with. These are a good group here, and they are going to do well. So, I'm happy to have known them. I'm sad to send them off to you, but I'm excited to see where their career goes from this point on. So thank you for the opportunity to be part of this. That concludes today in our ceremony. Please, we have in the main lobby, we have waters, we have cupcakes. Cadets, if your family wants to go around, see where you've been this entire semester, take them and show them around, please. You have the time to share with them a little bit of what you went through, so take it. And again, thank you very much.